The village of almasra is a small Palestinian community located to the south of Bethlehem. This area is very fertile and farming has traditionally been the main source of income for the villagers. Many of the farmers in almasra can trace their heritage in the region back hundreds of years. Mahmoud Zouari is the mayor of almasra.
We are here in almasra village where you can see the houses, the fields. All of the villages are relatives. All of the villagers are here since long time. No one of the villagers came from outside to live in the village. All of them grown up in this village. So all of them are attracted to this village too much. So they are experienced in the village. They know the name of the roots of the name of the village, which I think it's a Roman name. Almasra means the press where they were squeezing grapes and to make wine at the time in the natural rocks. And this means that there are generations and generations living in this village.
But almasra and its inhabitants are facing a greater challenge than at any previous time in their history. One which villagers fear could mean the end of their community.
This area where we are now is one of the best places in Palestine, agriculturally, as a source of water, and its political place, location in Palestine.
The ancient city of Bethlehem and the surrounding area are slowly being isolated and crippled. Almasra is located south of Bethlehem and traditionally depended on the city for its trade. Israel has annexed the land to the north. The ever-expanding Israeli settlements occupy more and more land, with a population close to 90,000. With Israeli military control over Area C, seen here in blue, and closed military areas here in red, as well as a restricted nature reserve in green, the city and surrounding villages are increasingly isolated. Settler-only bypass roads and further settlement outposts make matters worse. But perhaps most devastating of all is the wall. Reaching up to 10 kilometres into the West Bank around Bethlehem, it will separate almasra's farmers from over a third of their land and seize for Israel essential water supplies. Finally, military checkpoints and planned settlement expansion will mean almasra and the entire Bethlehem area are facing a desperate future. Ninety 90% of almasra's houses are under demolition orders from the Israeli authorities.
Now the machine starts destroying the house. This is Palestinian.
Yet in stark contrast, in the last 3 years alone, the neighbouring Israeli settlement of Gush Etzion has, according to UN figures, expanded by over 10,000 inhabitants and 700 dunams. Sadly, the story of almasra is not unique and is one that is repeated throughout the West Bank. What is remarkable about this small community is the way they have decided to fight against the occupation.
We are resisting occupation peacefully in a non-violent way. Since 2006, November 2006, we organize weekly demonstrations against the wall. These demonstrations, we want to show what is the effects of the wall. We want to show to the media, to the internationals, what's happening on the ground. That we are the victims of this wall. We are the victims of occupation. We are facing daily problems. If you are looking for this issue from human side, you can see that the farmers are not able to reach their fields. They are not able to go to the schools, to the clinics, everything.
We are children! We are children! We are children! We are children!
So we decide to have this model of resistance, the non-violent resistance, in order to bring a model which is very clear to the international community all over the world, that what happened in South Africa is happening now in Palestine. What happened in East and West Germany is happening now in Palestine.
And we also, as we stand in front of the Israeli soldiers, we tell them also that we remember your children as well. Children who have suffered from this violence and from this occupation. And we ask you and we beg of you to think of your children and the future of your children. Do you want your children to be in such a place where there is violence and hatred and fear growing on both sides? Or do you want to see real peace for your children and the children of Palestine one day?
Al-Masra is also reaching out to the international community in the hope that ties with the outside world can help protect this vulnerable society. They are twinned with the French village of Trèves, and so far French assistance has helped the Palestinian villages create a teaching and information centre and provided them with technological support. Al-Masra is now able to let the world know what the Israelis are doing to their village and how they are fighting back.
Israel is trying to find a type of isolation on us as Palestinians, even on us as in the village. But what we believe is to build the bridges. And these bridges should start from our village all over the world in order to have this connection all over the world. And we as Palestinians, as villagers in this village, we believe that the whole world is a small global village. And we can find this communication all over the world. And by finding this communication, this makes your struggle easier.
The villagers of Al-Masra want little more than to be able to live their lives in peace and dignity. And they hope that their strong and vibrant, but crucially peaceful, resistance will serve as an inspiration not just to other Palestinians, but also to people across the world.
I would say that Palestine is Palestine for the people who believe in God. Palestine is the source of all of religions. For the people who didn't believe in God, Palestine is the source of civilization. Anyone all over the world can find himself in Palestine, and he will discover that he is attached too much to this land. And we believe that Palestine is the heart of this world. And if Palestine is lived in peace, all the other parts will live in peace. So all of the people all over the world have a duty to work in order to achieve peace, to have a healthy situation for this heart, in order that the other parts will function well. Thank you.
قلت سأبقى ماردا جرحا يعانق تربتي وطرقت